So I've been to Mexico City once. I was there for one day.
Okay.
And there was it was very sunny. It was really nice, and then there was a crazy rainstorm. Like half a meter of water in like an hour, and then it was sunny again.
You're describing a normal day in our lives. So we wake up with a little bit of sun, and then a crazy storm comes,
and then sun again.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it rains again. Yeah, Mexico. Well, thanks to the global warming, now Mexico is unpredictable.
Yeah.
And you guys we were talking about it off the air. You are coming to Mexico, and for more than one day, I hope that you're staying and doing a little bit of touristing. Why are you coming to Mexico? Please tell the audience. I mean, I think everyone in Mexico knows why, but still tell them.
Good question. It's one of those places where we're going to be doing quite a lot in the United States next year, and as soon as the opportunity came up, our booking agent has been working on this for quite a while. He came to Mexico City with another guy who's putting the show on, and he loved the venue. It's a crazy big venue, and kind of it's a bit like an amphitheater. It looks like from the photos I could tell.
Yeah.
They were working on this show with Interpol, and then as soon as the opportunity came up, we just jumped on it. Really, it was a bit of a no-brainer, you know. It's like you come to a beautiful city like Mexico and play with one of your favorite bands ever in a huge venue.
The Sports Palace it's about from 10,000 to 15,000 people, more or less. So it's a big crowd.
For the guys who are listening right now and still don't know, because they've been living under a rocks or something. Dry cleaning is coming with Interpol to Mexico, and they're playing in Palacio de los Deportes.
¿Qué día?
May.
Is it May 22nd? Well,
we are the same. Okay,
it's somewhere around end of May. Yeah, it's end of May.
Year,
May next year.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, maybe I think maybe it's my sister's birthday, so I should know. Oh no!
Oh no! You can't come now.
It's the 28th. It's the 28th.
Yeah. Okay, so 28th of May, dry cleaning with Interpol. And guys, so I was reading a little bit about you. We've been listening to your music since, over a year, I think. And I wanted to ask a little bit about that karaoke party that you mentioned. That you were born in a karaoke party. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's one of those stories that's kind of like, it isn't not true, but it's also not completely true.
But it's good. It's good for that story to...
Yeah, it's so the truth of it was that I'd studied with Flo years before, but she wasn't really involved in the karaoke party. It was my girlfriend and Nick's girlfriend, sisters, and so we had a birthday party for them in the karaoke, and Nick is incredible at doing Jamiroquai.
Okay.
All right.
I actually say better than Jamiroquai. I also am very good at Bruce Springsteen. Not as good as Bruce, but pretty good.
Better than the boss.
And then Lewis does a lot of Deftones, so we decided to sing Minerva by Deftones together, and it was a really bonding experience. We all had a tear in our eye, and we were like, I fucking love Deftones, man. So we all decided to form a band. And that was it, really. We had been talking about it before, but it was just, that moment seemed very emotional.
Amazing.
Now, after hearing this story, I don't know if I want to see dry cleaning anymore. I want to see a Deftones cover band opening up for Interpol.
I've been trying to make it sound more like Deftones since the beginning.
It's amazing. Now we know the truth about dry cleaning. It's a mix between Jamiroquai, Deftones, and Bruce Springsteen, and it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Nobody gets it. Yeah.
But I think actually, you say that your guitar parts are really aggressive, no? In some points, it's like, I know why.
That's a good observation, really, because I come from a sort of more punk scene. I'm probably the most sort of the one who's the most into sort of punk and hardcore and metal and stuff like that. And I think you sort of have to find a compromise with all the other sounds and the members, but I still think some of that gets through, you know. And I think when you see me play as well, I tend to sort of like kind of want to go for it a bit more as well. It's I definitely don't think we're a sort of chilled out band. I think live it's more aggressive as well, if anything. You know?
Yeah, we saw your KXP video, and I saw your playing, and it was like, okay, this guy know about rock and roll, and he approached the guitar from that point of view. I think, you know, it's like
that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's amazing how. Well, we've talked to a lot of bands here on the radio station, but it's amazing how punk rock and hardcore is always like the best school, even for bands that have anything to that have not anything to do with punk. You know, we interviewed Wolf Alice, and the bass player was telling us that he really likes Chubby and the Gang, Minor Threat, and Show Me the Body, and it was like, dude, you play in the poppiest band in the world, but now it makes sense, you know. You listen to the music, and it's like, well, it's amazing how you can incorporate like punk rock to every type of music, and you're actually doing this like with spoken word. You're like playing the loudest, most hardcore spoken word that I've ever heard in my life.
Something about that juxtaposition is really clear when you see it live, and I think the love of hardcore is kind of like a temperament thing. It's almost like you are always looking at points to go a little bit further, more intense, a little bit harder, a little bit like darker or something at times, you know. And I think we're a good band because we sort of like we sort of measure it out with sweet moments and sort of gentle moments, but then when there's those points in the set where you really want to go for it, it's like, I think we always are willing to go there, you know what I mean? Sometimes you bands and because they're just not interested in sort of taking it to like an intense level, and it's a different outlook. I think if you have that in your personality, I think it comes out when you play live, and you want to take it there, you know.
Yeah. Shout out to KXP as well, because those videos are so ubiquitous now, especially over the last year and a half. It kind of allows people all around the world to kind of get that aspect of our band, because it's very different to the recordings. You know, like they're cool. They're really nice. They're a good radio station, but the videos are like. Yeah, it just seems like everyone goes to them all around the world to kind of see their favorite bands, you know, when they can't actually see them.
Yeah, and I think you showed like, I mean, the backing color, and you put something different than the other bands that I think it's good, you know, to show a different side of even the sessions, you know.
Sure. Yeah. We like to try and make any opportunity we can to do things differently as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of bands that kind of put, you know, it's all about the track, the backing track or whatever, you know, like a lot of bands, they kind of just want to be able to take what they do in the studio and do it live. And I think that's okay. But, you know, for us, like, we want to kind of have a distinction between those two kind of, you know, they're two different creative opportunities to do different things. I think we're interested in that.
We were listening to Scratch Card Langer, which was the first single of your new record, right?
That's right.
Do you think that single opened up for a bigger audience? Because I think it was, you know.
I think it did. Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, even when you see on Spotify now, it's had like over 2 million plays.
Amazing.
That can't all just be my girlfriend, like.
yeah, exactly.
It's impossible. Maybe like half of it.
No, half of that million is La Bestia Radio. I can assure that.
Yeah, man. I think the video helped as well.
The video is amazing.
It's kind of funny, like, you know, in the age of YouTube, like, you know, so many people who get your music for the first time on YouTube, so the video is obviously like a big part of that. Got to keep making cool videos.
Yeah,
It was kind of one of those songs when you write it as well. You can sort of tell it's a single. You know what I mean? It just a single. You know, it just yeah.
Of course, yeah. When you come up with that riff, it's definitely a single.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how videos are like a presentation card nowadays. Like people watch the videos without sound, you know. So it's very important to have music videos. And I wanted to know, well, when you guys make a music video, how does it work? Do you come out with the idea, or does the director show you an idea and it changes like the meaning of the song, or it stays like you thought it would be? How is it working in music videos?
Good question.
Yeah, we sort of do it in different ways. We sort of we're quite hands-on with videos, so we tend to sort of kind of mood board things. Look for some sort of central idea or something. But the way it worked with Scratch Card was Flo introduced us to the guys who made that Rottingdean Bazaar, and then we just had a chat with them. And then we're quite good at getting like instincts from people. Like we've always been guided by like a vibe from people. Like you don't need to know everything, but if you're getting a good vibe from someone, then it's always a good indicator. And the four of us have a good vibe, a sort of collective intuition about people. So we really like the vibe, and then they just came back with they just had this crazy idea, and they made this picture of like these little models, and they cut out Florence's head and put them on there, and it was absolutely hilarious. Like you could just see it straight away on this one image.
Yeah, and it's perfect with the music and everything, you know.
Yeah, and they were such funny people. They're like really, they had a really good sense of humor, and it's kind of like it just felt right. They're just like the right.
Yeah, that's it. Tom.
Everything else we just worked it out from there, really.
Yeah. Tom's right. It's all about the vibe, because those guys had never made it. They'd never made a video before.
Oh shit!
Wow. So you just have to like talk to people and kind of get the right feeling. And the feeling was great. The feeling was really good.
That's amazing. I think it's amazing that you trust somebody that has never done that before to do it. That's something that I really appreciate a lot. And also I appreciate the fact that you're in another video playing in a carpet store, right?
Right. Exactly. I mean,
that's a terrific idea.
So that's another where we were actually introduced. Our label put us in touch with the director, and we had a conversation with them, and we didn't get the vibe. But in the conversation about that person, Lewis, the bass player, just from out of nowhere said, as an example, it would be good in a carpet shop. And we were like, whoa, carpet shop.
Great idea.
Vibe. That's it. It's done.
And you get that vibe to working with John Parrish. Sorry. Did you get the vibe also working with John Parrish on the album? Because he really is like a really nice guitar player. So I think that's why the album sounds like that, or maybe I'm wrong.
For sure. Yeah, we had to do the same thing with John, because obviously he has a great track record, but we couldn't meet him before committing to doing the album with him because of the pandemic. So we just had to kind of chat with him on Zoom like this and get a good vibe. And he's so chilled, he's so calm, he's so great. And obviously, like, you don't have to worry that he'll do a good job, because he always does a good job. He has like a phenomenal discography.
He's also got, it's not like when you do a good take or something, he's never really excited. He just goes, and he always says, that'll do. That's the best thing I've ever heard. He was just like, that'll do, we'll take that. But he was also like he was a very funny guy, like a really good sense of humor. Like he was always laughing, and but yeah, he's quite dry.
Well, that's important, not just like the experience that the producer has, just like vibing with him and having fun with him, and well, that shows in the album. Well, it's not like a happy vibing album, but it sounds like you had a good.
We were talking about this earlier, like the way he mixed the end of Tony Speaks was really good, because there's probably like 3 or 4 guitar parts going on there,
Yeah.
And even we didn't know what was going to happen at the end of that. Like, had to sort of balance everything out, like when the vocals should come in. Just the way he mixed it, it just fell into place really easily. Like.
Yeah, he created like a narrative out of the guitar parts that were there. Like he kind of managed to like kind of spin it all together.
And sounds raw, you know. It sounds like a kind of live band, you know.
Sure, yeah. he was very good at sort of like when you wanted to sort of just go off piste a bit and sort of make noise or just try something. He was kind of open to it, and I wasn't sure if he would be, because a lot of the stuff he records, like Aldous Harding and stuff, it's quite acoustic and quite well mannered. So I was quite surprised that when you started making tons of noise, he was like, "We'll take that. That'll do."
And well, he and you always obviously did the right choice in everything, because you got like one of the best reviews in Pitchfork of the year. So,
but that's not the important thing. They have one of the best reviews in La Bestia Radio.
Yeah, that's even more important. Yeah, that's even more important than a Mercury Prize.
Actually, Pitchfork looks for the records they want to play in La Bestia Radio.
They probably do.
They do.
Well, I mean, you're making a good point. It's pretty mind-blowing that the album has been received so well, you know, in so many different places. I mean, it definitely it came at a time when the lockdown happened again, you know, like the album came out and then had another lockdown, and it was like, is this ever going to end? But then the amount of enthusiasm we've like received from it, it's kind of gives you like, it's a good feeling. It's an incredible feeling, really. You know?
I love how you say the lockdown happened again, and we've been living in a third world country our whole lives, and the lockdown just happened once and nobody respected it. So
yeah, well, the government
doesn't care about it.
The government here says that we are on the third lockdown, but it's kind of like the third lockdown because it never stopped. So it's like the first lockdown since like for over a year and a half. So yeah, it's a shit, the pandemic, but I think that at some point this is gonna end, and we've been like, I don't know what you guys think about this, because we've been like looking at amazing videos, like for example your Jules Holland performance and KXP and whatever. So that's amazing, and it's amazing to look at that videos. But in the end, people want to see live shows, right? Like we can keep looking at KXP over and over, but it will never be the same as being in a live show and being in touch with the band.
Yeah, well,
absolutely. I mean,
it's the same for us. Yeah,
we played at a festival a few weeks ago called Latitude Festival in the UK, and
we had a reporter there.
It was like one of the biggest. I think it's probably the biggest crowd we've ever played to. And it was like we were waiting to go on, and the crowd started cheering, and I immediately started getting an adrenaline rush. It was like, it's almost like you're coming up or something. You're like, whoa. You can practice as much as you like, and you can record those sessions as much as you like, but without an actual large group of people cheering,
exactly,
it actually blows your mind. So when you're playing, it's sort of like you're actually tripping, like you're out of your mind. It's like
it changes.
There's no other.
Yeah, for sure, it changes the emotion of the performance, 100%.
And the life of the players.
yeah, of course.
Because it's overwhelming sometimes. And well, guys, we have no more time. We can talk about 6 hours, but unfortunately we can't hear. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there's people here from South America, from Colombia, from Argentina, and our audience is Latin America, not only Mexico. So yeah, just say something to our Latin fans.
Man, thanks so much. Thank you so much. It's crazy. It's crazy that you're listening to our band all around the world. We cannot wait to come to South America and see everyone, play to everyone.
It's so exciting.
Yeah,
it's so
exciting.
And there's somebody here asking if Dry Cleaning is going to play on La Bestia's rooftop.
Yes, sure.
We just
you can get us a helicopter in.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
We could.
Okay, now we're announcing two big things today. Interpol is playing with dry cleaning.
Yeah.
Or dry cleaning with Interpol, both ways. And dry cleaning is playing on La Bestia's rooftop. And also, now I want to announce a third thing. We've been talking with each other, and we've decided that, okay guys, we liked you so much that we're going to sign you to our little
Record
DIY
label, yeah.
record label.
Here we come, South America.
No, guys, thanks so much.
Thank you
so
guys.
much. Have a nice week.
And yeah, well, let's keep in touch
Thanks very much.
for
Okay.
Mexico, and hope to have you here
Sure.
recording a session.
What's your Instagram?
Sorry?
I'm going to add you on Instagram now.
Oh, perfect. It's
Of course, man.
La Bestia
_
MX.
or La Bestia Radio MX. Okay, well,
Ah, got it.
bueno, ya estamos despidiéndonos de Dry Cleaning. Esto fue una increíble entrevista. Váyanlos a ver al Palacio de los Deportes con Interpol el 28 de
Por
mayo.
favor.
Por favor, no la caguen.
Sí, vacúnense y vayan.
Háganse un favor a ustedes mismos y escuchen Dry Cleaning.